Started a recording.
Hello everyone, welcome to our post NFT NYC Town Hall, where you can ask any questions you want about NFT NYC, the prototype, the Critter event, and what have we been up to. As usual, we'll do a go around the team, say what we've all been up to. Um, I might as well start. I've been doing most of the accounting for the second quarter of 2022. It's taking up a lot of my time, as well as prepping everything for the board game live stream, fine tuning some cards again, and I haven't yet started, but editing the hot sauce video is still on my to-do list. Fluff?
Yes, my turn. Yeah, so we went to NFT NYC, as you all know. I know Runa Sneaks go into detail about how he experienced it and everything in the podcast. So if you want to know how it was, what we did there, I suggest you listen to their podcast because it's really funny. But I just want to summarize quickly. We had the event there. It was super fun. We brought the prototype. There were a few cards misprinted at the print shop, so we didn't have the event cards, so couldn't actually play it, unfortunately. But we everything we had, we did display it on the table, allowed everyone to take a look at it, go through the rules, let everyone see the cards that were in there so far, and we got a lot of positive feedback. Everyone was really excited about it. So are we. So our next steps for that is Arno has ordered the he managed to make a deal with the print shop to get the correct cards this time, and they should be shipped to us. They are being manufactured right now. They should be shipped to us either
Yes,
this
they
week
should be. They should
or
be here this week,
this
like
week or
work week.
next week. Yeah. So what we're doing now is, what we're waiting for the cards, and once we have them, we're gonna be setting up an event. I think on Twitch, where we will be live streaming our first, prototype gameplay, kinda, where you'll see me, Arno, and Rune, and maybe someone else. We'll see if anyone else is available to play it. To go, to do a match, go through the prototype so everyone can actually see what the gameplay is like, and everyone can be a part of that first experience. We'll still work out the details, but that should be coming really soon, as soon as we have all the cards. Yeah, we we made a lot of cool connections in New York. We had a lot of, we got a lot of inspiration from other projects and other founders and stuff. So it was a lot of fun just getting to know other people and getting a lot of ideas for the future. I made a post recently about what we're planning to do next. I am now I've got the login for the web shop, so I am managing it right now. I'm making the final touches to it. So I'm happy to announce we have a launch date for the merch shop. I'm going to make an event for it, so that everyone is well aware of when the launch date is. It will be on July 18th, so that's not the coming Monday, but the Monday after. The reason why we can't do it next week is because me, Arno, and Rune are actually away. We have a little family trip with the kids coming up, and it seems like a bit of a risk to launch it while we're not at home. So we just want to, make it a smooth experience, a smooth experience for everyone. And yeah, I'll make an event for it. We will be launching the staple collection, so the all the merch that we will be having in the store indefinitely, because it'll be part of our main line. But for the launch event, we'll also have a few exclusive limited items that will be only be available for a short amount of time. I will still post the details about that as soon as we make the announcement about it. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time coming, so that's really fun. I also want to announce, well, not really announce, I just want to say we haven't updated people about our sandbox process in a while, and I just wanted to um, touch on that briefly. It's going really well. Um, Tiny, I don't know what you're talking about. You can tell us, we won't tell. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. So yeah, the sandbox progress is going really well. We have regular meetings with Lido and his girlfriend. They're working on it. We have a really fun design for it, and some really cool plans. Something that I already, can spoil a little bit, that we want to do in the future is we want to do like some puzzles and some treasure hunts in there that will change weekly or bi-weekly, so that people can win, fun prizes by discovering things in the land there. And seeing as, building it takes some time and it's still gonna be a while, we're looking into maybe, incorporating something like a treasure hunt or a puzzle, um, already in the near future, not tied to the sandbox, but just tied to the Cranky Critters, to just have some fun things going. So we're looking into that as well. Me personally, I've been trying to get my regular schedule um, back. Like I have very irregular hours, and it was taking a toll on my body. So I'm trying to come up with a good schedule for sleeping and for working and for taking care of the kids. So that's why we've been taking some time after New York to get everything organized. A bunch of us got COVID as well, so that kind of messed up the plans. Um, but I'm also very excited to say that we have a lot of really cool marketing initiatives coming up. I think I spoiled a few already, like in an announcement or in. I know Rune talks a bit about, or I talk about it in the podcast as well, about some fun things that we're planning. So there's always going to be some Easter eggs in the podcast of Cranky Shooter stuff coming up. But you can expect a bunch of that real soon. Things that we are setting up right now. Some paid ads for our board game. Also some ads involving the Cranky Critters as a brand, because our paid ads before kind of got denied because of NFT content. We're kind of working around that to make sure that we can run other ads. And yeah, we'll be active on social a lot more in the foreseeable future, because we will be, as soon as we have the prototype, we'll be taking a bunch of cool pictures. We'll be making a bunch of video content, not only for the board game, but we have a lot of fun things planned for our socials and just for our video formatting involving interviews with us, just some private things or family things, some drawing sessions, all kinds of fun things to stream or to show everyone. So that's all coming. I see I've been talking too much, so I will let someone else talk.
I'm gonna ask Sneaks. He's gonna cut out, so Arno take over.
Hear me? Test.
Oh, yeah, Sneaks is not cutting out. Go ahead, Sneaks.
Is my audio a little better?
It's a little better, yeah. It's not
Okay.
your
Well,
usual
let me know.
smooth, silky voice, but it's okay.
I'm on my phone driving. Actually parking. Um, yes. So they don't have a.
Is he?
Perfect. Arno,
Is he
take
gone?
over.
He's gone. Okay.
Okay. Good thing we know that's happening. Yeah. What have I been doing? I've been sick. Yeah, this was like my first time off from all the Critter stuff for like slightly over half a week, I think. After NFT NYC, because I got home, I got COVID, and then I decided just to be like, you know what? I'm not doing anything this week. Well, apart from like reordering the event cards and stuff like that. What's coming up is I'm gonna draw a bunch more stuff that we need to put on the cards, just like items and various events. I'm gonna redesign a couple of the cards because now that we have them in hand, we can actually like playtest and see what needs improvement. I'm gonna, after playtesting the actual board game, like the tiles, I'm gonna end up probably changing those around a bit because we need to work out the flow of the game. If there's enough crank holes to teleport through, if there's enough buildings to loot, if there's too many buildings to loot. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fine tuning from now on. Other than that, I might design some more merch just because I feel like it, and yeah, that's about it.
Right? Sneaks, you good to talk now?
Can you hear me? I'm walking into my house right now.
Oh yeah, now we hear you perfectly.
Okay. I'm trying to go to the computer so I can give better audio. But before I cut out, podcast, working on the podcast. The video, we shot the hot sauce on two different cameras, one on Rune and Fluff's GoPro and one on my cell phone. The cell phone one is the one that had most of it because the GoPro cut out. So let me know. I was supposed to edit it, but if you guys want an uncut raw version, that would help me on the editing time and would help get it out faster. Unless Rune and everyone else wants me to still edit it. But I have it now. It's a large file. So if you guys want raw footage of it, I can do that, or I can edit it and try to make it look nice like the Fang Gang one. I don't have that good of editing skills, so I'll try my best if you guys want me to edit it. Other than that, for marketing purposes, this is, I guess, kind of new. No one's really heard me say this, but way back in the day, I won't say how, but I did used to make YouTube videos, and I had like a small following. I still have some connections with people who do like unboxings of like figures and stuff, toys-ish, like collectibles. So once we have closer to finished product, I can help send pieces to these YouTube unboxers who have thousands of followers, and then we can help expose it that way. I'm sure this is news to everybody. I just thought about this actually as I was driving. But yeah, they're active and they do like phone tech unboxings and random stuff. So that would help. And I think that's pretty much it. If I'm not missing anything. I'm still meeting people and like making connections. And also another thing. I remember if you guys remember way back when we had a collab with Beyond Earth, which is an MMORPG game. That is actually live. It's been live for a while. They're actually releasing a land building part to it soon. But if you just want to explore the world and do missions as your critter bee, so for those who don't know, if you hold a Cranky Critter and you go to the Beyond Earth game, which is just accessible through the Twitter site, you can play as your critter in the game. It's kind of like World of Warcraft. You do have to connect your wallet. So the way I figured this out is on the website under the game section. Once you download the game, you connect your wallet, and then that accesses your wallet collection. So the game would know that you have a critter, and then you can play as a critter. Otherwise, you'll be playing as the default character, which is like some robot. But that is live now. If you have any issues connecting or playing, message me, let me know, and I can try to help you debug it or submit a ticket to the team to help figure out what's going on. But that is live, and you can play the game as a critter. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. I think that's pretty much it what we're doing now and what we're going to do from now on. I also would like to say that from the moment we minted, we kind of broke up our roadmap, well, our behind-the-scenes roadmap, our milestones we had to reach as a company, in separate parts. The first was getting the mega cranks out, while doing other stuff, of course, but mega cranks was a huge milestone. Getting the prototype ready was a huge milestone, while getting ready for NFT NYC. And now we're in the end game for the board game. So really finishing that and making sure it gets shipped on time is our next main goal and our next main focus. But But yeah, that doesn't mean we're dropping everything else. As Fluff said, we're still working on a sandbox game. Merch is coming out in 2 weeks or a week and a half. Um, and yeah, we're still doing fun stuff like the podcast and the hot sauce challenge and game nights, etc. So, but behind the scenes, we'll be mostly working on the board game from now on until it's finished.
Yeah, and to add to that, if I can, because if you look at our roadmap right now, you can see that we've already accomplished like plenty of those things. So it feels like it might be time to get like the roadmap version 2 out. Um, and I'm working on it right now. I'm hoping to put it out somewhere next week, or maybe at least before the next town hall. So you can keep your eye out for that. It'll also include the the first expansion pack, um, and some other fun things that we're working on. So you can already, get that as a teaser as well.
All right. With that being said, I think we can move over to the Q&A.
Yeah, I just want to say, don't don't me. I just want to say, Hobbsy, I can see you're here. You asked us a bunch of questions earlier that we answered, but you weren't here then. I did record it, but I still have to upload it on YouTube. I'll make sure to do that after this, together with today's session, so you will be able to listen back to what we replied to all your questions before.
No worries, no worries. No need to apologize, Hubsy. All right. So, questions. Caramella posted a bunch of ones. While we go through those, remember you can ask them in Town Hall questions or raise your hand, come up and speak. First question, why is the podcast so awesome? I know. Thanks, Caramella. First real question, what are the type of snapshots and votes do you plan to have? I think this is a question for Nature and Fluff, but Nature isn't here yet, so Fluff.
Yes. We have a bunch of fun things lined up. We're kind of going through the mega cranks right now, as you probably all know. The next preliminary round is due in a few hours, so keep your eye out for that. And when those are finished, we have a lot of fun things coming up. I don't want to spoil everything, but we will have the option for people to get there will be an option to get maybe your critter in the game, or a bunch of other fun voting things. Do you want like specific examples, or do you just want to know like we still have things lined up? Like not only just for the board game, like we have a bunch of things. There will be um, options to choose merch, but also, pretty exclusive. Like, okay, we will be either doing this one or this one, and you guys decide. Or, we will be asking questions for the future, either, marketing wise or for future collections and stuff, how you guys would love to see that managed. Um, so, yeah, it's not only going to be board game related or very specific to what we're doing now. And obviously, if anyone has any suggestions of things that you think could be fun, we'd love to hear that as well.
All right, next question is one for Sneaks. Have you established some collabs during NFT NYC? It's cool to know some new communities that fit ours.
He might be gone again.
Yeah, it's probably switching to his PC. We'll come back to that question. Yeah, we'll come back to that question. Yeah, the third question Fluff already answered. So the fourth question is, can I come to Belgium when you test a prototype? Yeah, sure. We would have to set a date. We could easily host an event in Belgium to playtest the game if we got a couple more prototypes out. That's definitely something we could do, but don't actually know if people would actually show up.
Well, we have some people from Belgium and Netherlands and stuff, so maybe they would make the trip. I know there's some Europeans here as well. And this might be interesting as well, kind of a teaser, but we're looking into um, maybe making a few prototype boxes and shipping them to a few critters, maybe in the future. We'll see.
Can you guys hear me now? Or better?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm on PC now. I heard the question. For the collab, yes, I met with a lot of different founders, mentioned the product, and I know the mods for most of these projects. But I'm just waiting for the board game to be at that collab level. We kind of I kind of at least jumped the gun a couple months back, getting a collab before we were even done with the prototype, with the influencer person named Franelations. He's grown bigger since then. So I don't know if we're still gonna do that with him, but he's, I guess, first on the list. But I've also met. I'll just name drop these projects. The Cryptoon Goons, I came close with their team. The Ethereals team, I came close with them. Rune and I met the Everai founders, and they seem pretty cool. And I think Fluff mentioned in the past that they were down for this. And obviously, Fang Gang and Happy Homies, Non Fungible Heroes. So these are all people that I know. And then I just got to get Arno, Fluff, and Rune sign off that they agree that they're worthy enough to be in the collab. And if not, then I can just keep going. And there's a bunch more that I know. So I'll just mention to the team if they like the art and the vibe that they have. And if they do, then we'll set it up. If not, then I'll just keep reaching out to people that I know. And I'm trying in this bear market to still reach out and make connections. Like I'm buying projects that have hype, quote unquote, that I can afford, and trying to get into their discords and be familiar with, so they know who I am. So when the time comes, I can reach out. I think if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see I recently bought a gutter cat clone, or it's a dog, and I'm trying to be active in their community, because communities like these that are trying to stay active in this market and need something to stay relevant, is good for us for collabs, because if we offer them this collab, it gives them something to give their community to stay relevant. So I'm trying to keep those connections alive.
All right, good answer. Are you still partnering with some marketing agency or people? Not that I know of, because we've gone through 3 to 4 different, and those are the ones where we got to stage 2. There were a lot of companies we interviewed, or interviewed us, or whatever, that we just didn't want to work with after one conversation, and the ones we did want to work with ended up being a huge disappointment. So for now, I don't think it's the way to go. I think we have to like bear down and get the board game out, and then restart from there. And maybe not Web 3.0 marketing, but more classical marketing, to really use the board game as a selling point, to onboard new people to the brand and not the NFTs per se. But yeah, one thing will lead to the other. That's my belief, at least. Once we get them hooked on the critter vibe, they'll join our community. But yeah, this is more a marketing question, so probably better for Fluff, but she's gonna interrupt, or...
I'm not gonna interrupt. I'll answer when you give it to me. But yeah, what Arun said pretty much applies. Like, we've tried partnering with a few marketing agencies, but either they're very Web 2.0 oriented and don't really know how to target an NFT project, market an NFT project, or it's a marketing agency experienced in Web 3.0, but everyone can say that they are, and they don't really have an idea what they're doing. So yeah, we're just focusing on the board game, and we'll be marketing that heavily once we have, the prototype out and we have some professional pictures and videos. And then we will be marketing the board game indeed, and we'll find ways to link that to the NFT so that people can, be onboarded into the space through us, because that's a big part of what we want to do. We want to get new people in the space through our NFT. That's also why I'll be revamping the website. It stayed the same for a pretty long time, but I feel it's time like we make it like a instead of a one pager, we'll make like a decent website with an NFT section, a board game section that we could use for our ads and stuff, but also a new to NFT section where people can actually get to know things about NFTs, things to look out for, and we can really onboard people that way. And I just also want to say, apart from the marketing, we are still partnering with other people. I'm in talks with someone for our board game distribution, for example. So we are definitely still, connecting with the people that will help us reach a bigger audience.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going to say before you interrupted me. Last question from Hubsy. I want something like Arno's Moonboy for the critters, or some generic plushies. Any chance of them? I know you said the focus was on the board game, but I need some physical critter items. So I don't think this is on the docket for the first batch of merch items, but Fluffy is heavily looking into something plushy related. And I'll give it to you, Fluff.
Yeah, okay, no. Yeah. I mean, there's the roadmap I was talking about, like roadmap version 2.0 is going to have a lot more details on the merch specifically, because we really want to expand on the whole critter brand experience. We don't just want to do apparel like most people do. We have a very specific idea in mind for everything that we want to do, and we were very serious about when we said our dream would be to have in a few years to see little kids run around with critter backpacks or lunch boxes or whatever. So we really want to invest heavily into quality material and different kinds of collectibles. So things that are on the short list, but that take a little longer to get produced and get just the way we want them. Are plushies, but also like collectible toys and stuff like that. But you can also, think of other things. Like our board game is going to have very specific, dice according to, I think it's going to be dice. I don't think we've 100% decided on it or what it's going to be, but it's going to be like very specific tokens, and we'll be able to offer maybe other tokens in the web shop that you can also buy for the board game, or some other limited edition stuff. I'm looking also into enamel pins and keychains and stuff like that. So yeah, there's a lot of plans there, but we don't want to launch. We can't launch everything just at once. So it'll be coming in waves, and it's also going to be swapped out very often. Like a lot of things are going to be exclusive or timed, so that we keep the web shop fresh, and there's always going to be new things added over time.
I see Hubsy is typing another question. So we're just gonna wait for that, and I think we can, unless someone wants to come up stage, say something, or yeah, don't let Rune look after the keychains. But to be honest, we weren't 100% happy with the quality of those, so we were gonna reorder them anyway.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience, with keychains, with enamel pins. I know what the good manufacturers are. I wasn't able to get to them to have everything in time for New York, because we were so occupied with the board game. That's why I had to go with another agency that we weren't really happy about. So it's not a complete loss. We're gonna have a lot of cool merch in the shop, and it's gonna be very high quality stuff with manufacturers that I've worked with before. So that's gonna be fun. I also saw another question in general chat that I really wanna get back to before it's lost forever. Wait, where was it? Oh yeah, is Sandbox still PC only? I don't know. I think so. Like, I think it's still in beta, right? Because you can't really publicly play it yet. So I think the beta for sure, or the alpha even. I think whatever access you have is still PC for now. Um, I'd have to look into that. I don't know if anyone else knows.
It's on Mac. It says T-dubs.
Ah, that's cool. Let me see in general chat because I think Bernard also asked something.
Yeah, but you already answered his question.
Well, he said, have you thought about hiding coupons for NFTs in certain number of board games, or do a second edition for buyers of the board game? Um, that's a different question, right?
I know I wasn't listening to what you said, so I don't know what you actually answered.
Great. So, no, I haven't thought about hiding coupons for NFTs. That might be really fun, or just hiding, a few exclusives in there, like a special card or anything. I love things like that. So I think we'll definitely look into that. A second edition for buyers of the board game. The way we're planning it right now is we're going to have like the special edition board game for NFT holders. So that's gonna be 6,000 pieces. Well, a bit less because of the mega cranks, but there's only gonna be those for the holders ever. And then we're gonna have like a basic, stripped down version for the general audience, so that holders of the NFT, you get like a super cool edition with some extras and stuff. Um, and that the only run we're ever gonna do of that one is gonna be the 6,000, because we want to keep them very exclusive. Um, also for the holders. But the stripped down version for the general audience is something that we are hoping to yeah, target more board game enthusiasts with that might not know NFTs or don't care about NFTs or whatever. And that's why we're also talking to a distributor to have it in stores and stuff.
All right. So a couple of people posted questions in general. Please post them in Townhall questions. Makes my job easier. But thank you for posting questions. Who was it? I think Atlanta Coffee Shop. Oh, you removed this question. Okay. Perfect. What will be the benefit of holding dozens of critter NFTs for the long term, in addition to getting multiple board games? So, voting rights. So the snapshot voting, we haven't decided this. If we expand with like an expansion series of Critters 2.0, or, well, not 2.0, more like an expansion, so the CCC, codename CCC, if they would have extra votes, or if they would count as extra votes if only the original Critters voted, that we still have to decide. But the original Critters will still have their voting rights. So after the board game is finished, the snapshot voting will go to merch, what to do with our brands, what events to organize, etc. So there will always be the voting rights, and other than that, yeah, just Arno Kiss art.
We're looking for fun ways to include them, right? Like we did with the seventh critter drop. No, not the seventh critter drop. The more critters you help, the more exclusive the NFT was that you received. We'll be looking to do more things like that in the future.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Sorry.
Um, kind of lost my train of thought here. Um, and of course, whatever benefits. Most of the time, if we do something to benefit a critter holder, we will look for some way to reward the whales or the holding multiple people um, a bit more. Um, Not in a way that we kind of want to push everyone to buy as much critters as possible. You do what you want. But we do want to say thank you a little bit more to those who support us a little bit harder. Um, so yeah, no concrete answer there except for the voting definitely, and that there are plans in the future. Um, so I kind of hope that satisfies your question. Anything else? Gonna check general one more time.
Yeah, while you check, I just want to add, I think it's also the same benefit as when someone would buy, or hold 10 or 20 cool cats. You don't do it because they give you a lot more utility per cat that you hold, but you kind of believe in them long term to, you know, go up in price or whatever. And that's why most people hold multiples. So I think that's also, you know, gonna be the benefit of holding more. I think, as the board game launches or is closer to launch, people might be looking to buy in more.
Yeah, but that you can say that about any token. Bernard asks, are there any plans to use rarity as a factor for the project in the future? Could you expand on your question, Bernard?
I think he means like the color background of your critter. Like, would you benefit more in having a rare critter? Oh, actually, he wants to come up. That helps. Sorry.
Oh, perfect. Come on up. Also, how do you pronounce your name?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. What's up, Bernard?
Hi. Yeah, the question is like a lot of projects use rarity in the NFTs, and usually it's just like for the collectability and like the value should be higher. But I haven't seen a project that uses the rarity for different activities for the holders. So that would be an idea to use it, and if there are any plans for the critters to do so.
Good question. I feel like we shouldn't do it with things we currently have planned. Or maybe we should. I'm gonna think about it. We don't have anything planned like that, but it's something we could do. Like if we would throw a huge, like if our floor rise to a couple of feet, and we throw a Critter Fest in New York next year. Um, we could have like a VIP section for people holding a yellow one. Something like that would be cool. But something more concrete, not sure.
Because I think if you do, the critters would be one of the few ones. I haven't seen any that really uses rarity for activities, and they all have it, and nobody actually knows why.
I know some projects do it, and it always annoyed me. For example, Animetas, they have a couple of types, and of course the types are a little bit linked to rarity. And they would have these smaller events for only those types, and now they have an airdrop for only those type, and then an airdrop for that type, and it just got so confusing. I dropped the project because 9 out of 10 of their announcements wasn't useful for me because I just had the regular type. So I think it's a good idea, but we have to limit it, not make it like a core thing we do. But I kind of like it. We'll discuss it with the team how we can implement this. Um, Maybe if you do a giveaway again for like a marble race, you get an extra marble per rarity rank. Something like that we could do. Um,
Can I? Are you
yeah, go ahead,
okay?
Fluff.
Yeah. Alien Friends actually has something they do, and it's very interesting. You know how they do their invasions? Depending on what rarity you hold, you can get better benefits from them. I like that type of thing. Like I like that whatever you hold, you can get something, or something is happening for you. But if you hold a rarer one, either the chances are greater or the perks are greater. So I don't like holders being excluded. Like only the yellow backgrounds can get this one. But I do very much like
Even
to
give them
change
better
things up.
odds
Yeah,
in a raffle or whatever. Yeah,
yeah,
and you can do it for each and every tier. So not only the yellow get the benefits, but also the purple ones and also the blue ones. So like you have the different tiers, and for one higher you get one more entry in the raffle or whatever. Something like that. Just an idea.
yeah. That's a very cool idea. We'll definitely discuss it with the team how we can incorporate it. We love like some gamified things and some stuff like that. So I think it would be cool if we can incorporate it somehow. And also, I just want to piggyback to your answer to the question that you posted in general chat. What you said, what I meant was that a second edition NFTs would be an opportunity to onboard new people. I think that's what we want to do with our expansion sets. Like we're now working on, the second collection of Cranky Critters, which is not as much as a second collection as it is an expansion, um, you know, on what we already have. The idea is the Cranky Critters, like the collection now, is always going to be the main collection. So holding that is going to give you the benefits. But the new collections that we launch will be interesting for people to still get into Cranky Critters NFTs and get them that way.
Would those people be people from other projects, like people who are already into NFTs?
No, I think the idea would be the idea we have with the expansion sets is the same as the board game now. Like we will launch a collection that's gonna, if you buy it, you get the expansion set. Um, and for people that bought the board game, either through the web shop or in a store somewhere, they don't have like any chance of getting the expansion set anywhere else, and they might be really into it, so they might look into getting into the NFT space and buying that NFT to get the expansion set for their existing board games they have.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, last question is from Tiny. It's also a tiny question. Are we gonna use OG passes soon? Well, I guess in 15 days. Because I thought the OG passes were giving a discount in the web store,
Yes.
and after that, the first thing is the expansion, which is codename CCC. Those will get dropped free for the OGs, or a free claim. Not sure if it's airdrop or free claim. Still have to look into that. Other than that, I don't think there's anything planned for the OG passes.
Well, as we launch more, obviously you'll get more benefits.
Yeah, but because you said soon. So on the docket is those two things right now. Those are the two soonest things you'll be doing with your Critter Pass. Alright. I think that about does it. I'm gonna give you 2 more minutes. Well, 1 more minute to pose a question. Or raise your hand. Other than that, I think we can close it off. One more question from me to you guys then. So we had a lot of fun doing the hot sauce challenge. Well, definitely me. I don't know if Sneaks found it very fun.
It was fun.
So if there's anything like that, something silly, feel free to propose it. We're always up to doing that, definitely as a team. We've really grown as a team in New York. Not to sound too sappy, but we really did.
I've never heard you this emotional, Rune.
Don't get used to it. It's oh, T-dubs typing. Is it a question?
Don't put pressure on them. Yeah, I think Tiny, also to just answer your, well, Rune already answered your question, but to add to that, as we'll launch the roadmap version 2, I think it's going to be clear what else you'll be able to use the OG passes for. What's the in addition version? So yeah, T-Dub says you could release the in addition version. Oh, the unedition version of the Hot Wings. So the unedited one.
Oh, it's just like raw. Okay, yeah, that would make things easier. I'll like try to cut out the empty space, so it's not just a whole long video. But for the most part, I think we started recording right when we started. I don't think we wasted too much time, from what I remember. I
No,
think we
no,
did
no.
pretty good.
Just because we have some close-ups of the last 4 sauces, we might want to edit those in. If you
Yes,
have time. If you
definitely.
don't
Just
have time,
send me the files. I'll do it. I can even do it tonight.
Okay, I'll put it in the Google
Okay.
Drive.
We're a well-oiled machine, guys. Cocktails taste challenge. You mean try to get us drunk?
try. We succeeded.
Yeah. I think the downside of New York was, that you couldn't really film any events. People didn't really appreciate it because so many people are not doxxed and stuff, so you can't really run around filming things. Because I also think it would have made for some fun bloopers or video content or whatever.
I think Sneaks and I touched upon it during the podcast, but we really overestimated the amount of time we would have over there. Amount of free time because we were running from event to event, and we barely got to go to like 60% of the events we wanted to attend. So
The
yeah,
hangover did not help. Yeah, exactly.
so yeah, there was more stuff that Sneaks and I wanted to do for the podcast, but didn't. But we gave the hot sauce challenge priority.
Yeah, and the chicken was so good. I really liked it.
All right, I think there are no more questions. We can run it off here. That was just Dutch badly translated. See you guys next week or in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. There's no town hall next week.
Exactly. So,
Sounds good.
yeah, thanks a lot for coming. I'll make the hot sauce priority. I'll post it as soon as possible, and yeah, I'll also still post the snapshot, the next one. So, yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Bye, guys.
See you later.
Bye, everyone.